I think with any actor, you always want to explore something that maybe you have no experience of, or that you can't quite comprehend from your living experience then. Because obviously on paper, Stef is a 24-year-old young woman, blah, blah, blah. So there's similarities, but then the way her path has taken her is something that I have not a lot of experience in terms of the grief and just the challenges life's thrown at her. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very much lucky that I could be home with my family, like that support, whereas she's had her family has been taken away from her, and she's had a lot of kind of really hard, difficult situations, which has obviously manifested into this this anxiety, panic disorder that she has now, and agoraphobia. But I think what's really interesting is with agoraphobia, if we would have, maybe audiences and us, if we would have thought about agoraphobia a year ago, I don't think we would have been able to empathize or even comprehend it like we can now. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, not that we can fully understand it, but I think we've all had to be at home for a length of time now. And I think the longer you spend at home, you do tend to there's a comfort at home. And then, when it does come to going out now, I know I've gone, oh, well, I'll just, I could go out, but there's no, I prefer not to. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's just little things like that where you could start to go, oh, the more time you spend at home, you cope, you just do cope, and the outside world there is, I don't know, do you know what I mean? That you do start to understand slightly how that can manifest, especially because there's a fear outside with the virus, isn't there, at the moment? Go out, there's this virus, so you go, oh gosh, I'm not going to go out because of, but obviously for people with agoraphobia, it stems from a panic disorder where they could have a panic attack if they go outside, or there's keep to that security and that safety of your home, or whatever that is for that person. So yeah, long-winded answer, but that is kind of what
that's good.
attracted me to the role. Yeah, I guess it's like, how does that work? How does that manifest, and how do you cope with that?
Look, I think as from the start as well, with Laurence and I were thinking, okay, so how do we make a micro budget feature now when all of this is going on? And obviously, for those that don't know, we shot it when the first lockdown eased. We had a couple weeks to go out and shoot. We actually shot in 9 days. But yeah, I think that was a bit of it as well. Is like, actually everyone could relate a little bit to this, because and we'll go on to a bit more about Stef in the next thing, but like, it's not that she doesn't want to necessarily go out, it's like the fact of she can't,
what will happen if she does.
So I think there is relation for everyone in COVID, and it's quite nice that we are able to tackle that in a way that's not a traditional, what I perceive as a traditional lockdown film, where it's just about the pandemic itself, which is thankfully not mentioned at all in our movie, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. No spoiler. There's no,